We're all about empowerment, and it's balancing empowerment with protection. This feeling of overprotection is something that we notice a lot with parents, we notice it a lot with schools. It's our job as parents to provide our students and our children with micro doses of fear and uncomfortability so that they can experience these challenges and grow because of it. These are fantastic opportunities to create a sort of rite of passage where we can really test and assess our students' character outside of the dojo. Welcome back to another Warrior Academy podcast episode. Today, I'm going to be speaking about our transition events. These are rites of passage that our students go through when they go through the various stages of becoming a black belt with us. If you look back decades ago, or even hundreds of years ago, more likely, you'll find that there was always a rite of passage in many cultures to become an adult. When you look at, I've mentioned before that, the tribes of Native America, all over the world, there's incredible examples where students have had to, or young people have had to go through arduous, challenging experiences which have tested their character in order to show their maturity and courage to become an adult. We feel there's a huge amount of benefit with that. I think it's very difficult for young people to experience anything like that nowadays. I think that for the majority of young people, they are overprotected. And I think that's likely down to the fact that parents are very concerned about the safety of their children. And that's often down to the amount of attention that problems in the world are now getting. I don't necessarily think that there are more problems in the world. I think that the problems are slightly different and they're getting more attention. From our perspective at the Warrior Academy, we're all about empowerment, and it's balancing empowerment with protection as a parent, which I feel is one of the big challenges that we all face. Due to all of that, I know that this feeling of overprotection is something that we notice a lot with parents, we notice it a lot with schools, but ultimately it's our job as parents to provide our students and our children with micro doses of fear and uncomfortability so that they can experience these challenges and grow because of it, not in spite of it. And in order to do that successfully, we need to provide students with the right mentoring, the right community, the right age-appropriate and skill-appropriate challenges, and then the right way to process success and failure after that. And so that's what I feel we've cracked at the Warrior Academy through our martial arts program. But one of the things I've alluded to in previous episodes is that martial arts is a fantastic tool for developing character. And really, it's the day-to-day small decisions that a martial artist makes which has a compounding effect on the development of that character. It's the daily habit routine, it's regularly going to classes and so on. And of course, we do one-off big events like competing. But over the last year, it's become really apparent to me that it's not enough. I don't feel like just growing martial artists is enough to test their character. And I'm talking about reaching the top 1% of black belt character with young people. I know that we can get our students an incredible black belt character through our program. We've done it. We've got amazing results. We've got hundreds of testimonials and incredible letters of feedback and thanks from parents about those transitions and those transformations. But really, after doing this for almost 15 years, we're almost in the Formula One of developing character. And so we're constantly innovating and we're constantly looking for new ways to really get the extra 1% here and there in order to give parents and students the ultimate experience in character development. Going back to those transition events or the rites of passage, when we look at the black belt journey, what you'll find is that there are several parts. Each student starts as a junior, so that's white belt, yellow belt, and green tag. And then after about a year, they move into the senior level. After about a year again, they move into the advanced level. The advanced level can take a couple of years, and after that, they move into the black belt level, which can take a few years. And so initially, the goals are very close together because we want students to experience lots of quick wins early on, which really builds this inner drive, and their motivation becomes more intrinsic once they experience that. Now, when a student starts to have intrinsic motivation, we start to space the goals further apart. And what that does for students is it gives them the opportunity to strive over longer periods of time to reach a goal, rather than expecting something new every few months. They start to become okay with the idea of working towards a 6-month goal or working towards a 1-year goal. That's planting the seed, I think, for the skill of goal setting. which is a really valuable skill for adulthood and obviously for character development. So when you look at the 4 big transitions, from junior to senior, from senior to advanced, from advanced to black belt, and then from black belt to instructors, what you'll see is that these are fantastic opportunities to create a sort of rite of passage where we can really test and assess our students' character outside of the dojo. So if you look at character development, I mentioned before, it's a series of small decisions every single day and big one-off events that are memorable, that truly test character. And for me, when I look back at the development of my character, it was often the outdoor leadership activities that I did which had a really profound effect on me. They really tested the skills that I had learned in confidence, courage, in concentration, in conduct, being responsible and being reliable, and attention to detail and emotional intelligence. All of these things were tested outside of the dojo through these outdoor leadership activities and events. And so I want to build that for our Warrior Academy students. And so we are now partnering with 2 different companies, one in the UK and one in the UAE, to help us facilitate these transition events. And right now we're in the brainstorming phase, but I'd love to speak about this now to get your feedback. We hope to launch our first events towards the end of 2023. But the goal here is for, if you imagine a junior student, maybe they are 6 or 7 years old. They would leave the dojo once they have earned their green belt. They'd be invited to a half-day transition event where they'd be taken into the wilderness. They would learn some survival tactics. There could be a long, arduous hike, finish with a bit of a celebration and a team-building event where they can see that all of their character traits they've learned about in the dojo have transitioned outside of the dojo to the home and school life, but also in the wilderness where they've been tested. So that's an example for a junior student. For a senior student, it would be much the same, but over a full day. So rather than a 3 or 4 hour event, it would be a 6 to 8 hour event. Now, for our advanced students who are transitioning from senior to advanced, this is likely going to be an overnight event. At that stage, it's all about leadership and building emotional intelligence in these young people. And so we will give them the responsibility of working in groups of 4 with the younger students and helping them transition through the difficult challenges that they'll have in their half-day and full-day events. Finally, you've got the black belt. The black belt version, so going from advanced to black belt, is going to be exactly the same, an overnight event, but far more physically challenging and mentally exhausting. We'd be really challenging these students in a very safe environment with the instructors there, the Warrior Academy instructors who they're familiar with, but also with the instructors that we partnered with who are used to taking young people out into these outdoor leadership activities, who would be able to provide the students with the safety, but also the right balance of empowerment and protection, which is what I mentioned about earlier, our main job as parents and helping our students develop their character. So you can imagine a child going through the black belt journey, which lasts 8 years. They've got 11 belts to get through. They transition from each level, junior to senior, senior to advanced, advanced to black belt, and black belt to instructor, with an arduous outdoor activity which tests them to the limits in terms of their character. I can't think of a better way to provide our students with a character development program that's completely holistic, which doesn't just take them through the lessons in the dojo, but really brings those lessons to the home and school life. I would love to hear from you in the comments what your thoughts are about this. We are not a martial arts organization. We are a character development organization. We are constantly innovating. And after doing this 15 years, like I mentioned, we feel like we're in the Formula One of character development, and we're looking for the 1% changes here and there with our program to get those extra transformations out of students so we can really plant the seeds for a happy and successful life as an adult. I think that this program has the potential, if it's not already, to be one of the world's leading programs for character development, but also an incredible program to transition children to adults with a black belt character. So let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and YouTube channel if you feel you have got value by listening today. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. I really hope you enjoyed today's Warrior Academy podcast episode. We're going to keep creating these episodes because I know that so many parents find them useful or get insights or get ideas about how to develop their child's character. But it all comes down to the 3 C's: confidence, conduct, and concentration. So if you want to get a deep insight into the levels of confidence your child has, the level of concentration they have, or the level of conduct they have, so that you can actually put a score next to it and then work towards increasing those scores like we do in the Warrior Academy, then I'd love to invite you to fill in the breakthrough area assessment. It takes about 5 minutes of your time, and you will get a personalized PDF report on your child's 3 C's. To access the breakthrough area assessment and find out your child's 3 C's score, all you need to do is go to www.breakthrougharea.com.